Hello, Sarah.
Hi.
I've heard your name so much, and I've heard Oxford Hub so much, and I'm absolutely delighted that OCF are doing this.
So we launched Oxford Together on the 12th of March as the community response to coronavirus. And what we did was basically to reorient all of our activities towards the community effort. We knew that because most of our day-to-day programs are all about relationships and people meeting up and people meeting people they wouldn't otherwise have met, we knew most of our day-to-day activities would have to change significantly. There is a huge amount of people power and volunteer and community spirit that could be mobilized for the crisis. Oxford Hub was historically a student volunteering charity, and we changed a couple of years ago. So Step Change and the Community Foundation helped us make that transition, I think maybe 2017. We have now radically grown in terms of our volunteering. We have lots of people who are shielding, who are older, doing a lot of phone support, which is really nice. And then all areas around the city. So we have normally, in normal times, we place about 850 volunteers every year. And in the last 8 weeks, we've done over 1,200. But when you need support, any type of support, you can go onto the website and you can just ask for practical support. So you will, and I think I want to show this because there might be lots of people who you are helping in your own organizations who could benefit from this. And we can help with lots of different things, whether it's collecting prescriptions, collecting shopping, food bank, personal care, which triggers an automatic referral to the county council, and help with something else. And we have picked up lots of esoteric requests here. So from someone who a tree has fallen down in her garden and she cannot use it anymore, and she really wants to be able to go outside. I think it's really nice to see that people are not afraid to ask for help. So an older man who was shielding and got in touch because his pet tortoise had come out of hibernation and he couldn't get the right letters for his tortoise. And so you see it, you send in this form, and that form automatically triggers a request in our system. And this is the test system. We'll go onto this request and it will say Bob Jones, and it will explain what he needs. So he needs like maybe a prescription, he has an angry dog, or he needs a weekly shop. And what I can do is look at where he lives, that postcode, and I can just find a volunteer who lives near him. And the really helpful thing that we wanted is really big coverage all across the city to really minimize travel. So I can just put in Bob Jones postcode, and it zooms in, and it gives me a huge range of volunteers who live near Bob who can hopefully help him. If they're filled circles, they're people with a DBS check. If they're not filled, they are people without a DBS check. If they're amber, they're already supporting more than 2 households, so we don't call them. And there's 800 people all across the city ready to go. Together, they have fulfilled, as to last Thursday, 989 requests for support. We're receiving about 40 new referrals every day, and most of them are matched with volunteers. So we get about 40 new referrals a day, but there's lots of people. I think it's really nice because what we have seen is referrals have come down because actually people who needed help were sorted, 8 weeks ago, and we managed to do a weekly volunteer, and they're doing their shopping. And actually it's really nice to hear those stories of also those people getting to know each other.
I mean, so the grant you got from OCF, what did that actually go on?
Yeah, so I think a lot of our focus at the moment is thinking about the legacy for this. So what OCF's grant enabled us to do is to stop worrying about money and start thinking, okay, what is the immediate community need? The grant from OCF has enabled us to think a bit more creatively about what other areas community spirit and like volunteer power can support. I think there is a really different thing here in that the legacy of this can be really place-based, and that is what we are very excited about. But actually it is a huge network of relationships and friendships and people meeting each other. So one of the things that we do as part of Oxford Together is phone check-ins and phone social contact, friendship calls. And one of the most common feedbacks that we get from volunteers, so they fill in a form every time they do a phone call, and they say, oh yeah, and we've discovered that we both love the botanical gardens, or that we both love going to M&S, and when this is over we're going to go together. And I think that is what will remain.
That's right, because we've got an amazing county and we've got an amazing city, and Oxford has got so much to offer. And sometimes people don't open their eyes to what there is there. We're all going to be very much more local. This is an amazing opportunity.